And we are live. We are live on Mad Monster with Sergeant Har here and Mark Richardson. What's been going on with you, Mark?
I'm back at work. I'm happy to be working again. They're lightening up on us.
Huh.
Back on the show's called The Old Man, Jeff Bridges, John Lithgow show. So that's good.
Well, let me guess. It's about an old man.
It's about Jeff Bridges when he was young and when he's old, and it's kind of a I don't know. I don't know how much I could talk about it, but it's going to be kick ass. People are going to be talking about this one. That's good. And Jeff Bridges is badass to work with. I love working with him, and so is John Lithgow.
That's good. That's good. And now I'm trying to. I can't figure out how to do it, but hope everybody's doing good. You guys be sure to comment and let us know what you've been up to. Like, share. Hey York, how you doing? Like, share, tag a friend, throw a question out here. Hope everybody is ready. I mean, we got some crazy stuff been going on. Mark, you came out here to North Carolina and visited with a director friend of mine and shot a project with the horror icon in Mad Monster, Arizona. I heard a rumor that you guys are going to probably be dropping a secret trailer.
Nice.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. Liz says, hey, you guys. Hey, Liz. Bashful Vegas says, hi, Bashful. Heather says, you look so cool, Mark.
Me?
Yep. And Jimmy says he loves your makeup, bro. It's bad butt. Heather says, what you talking about? We talking about horror. I want to know what everybody's been watching. What have you guys been watching? I've been so frustrated trying to find good, decent stuff to watch. And it's like, I don't know if it's just the whole lockdown thing or what's going on, but it's kind of like nothing's coming out that should be coming out. Like, I'm really disappointed that Bloomhouse didn't drop Halloween.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think everybody would stream it and it would be a huge hit.
They're not doing anything else. They should play it up. They should, they should have fixed it up where, before and after they have Zoom parties, they show it. Then after they do a Zoom party, they could have done 1,000 things with that. I think they're really dropping the ball on that.
I think they messed up the cut of the picture, and they're buying themselves time to potentially reshoot, re-edit, and re-get it together.
Well,
they've got on the defensive about that.
They've had a lot of time. They could fix it.
It's the same crap that Millennium pulled when they did Leatherface. They had a release date. They pulled it back. They went back and reshot. And speaking of Leatherface, I'd heard that they went through some directors on this Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot. So that's got me feeling kind of like they're going to mess that thing up. I mean, well, what you guys been watching? I know Kaylee says the Umbrella Academy on Netflix is amazing. I'm going to have to check that out.
What about Lovecraft Country? Is anyone watching that? I like that. You haven't heard about this? What is it? What's that movie, TV show, series? Lovecraft, right? Country.
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, Lovecraft Country. It's good. You'd dig it. I think you'd dig it.
I'll check that out.
You'll love the opening episode.
Mike says just finished watching Hannibal on Netflix. I've watched some of that. Have you checked any of that out?
I liked Hannibal. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a good that, and I even like Lucifer. That's another one that they were fun to watch.
Lucifer. Hannibal. I was kind of impressed with that. It was kind of weird seeing someone else besides Anthony Hopkins play Hannibal.
Yeah, but it was good.
And Jimmy says, have you seen Terrifier? I heard there's supposed to be a second one. Yep, I've seen the first one. We had those guys out at Mad Monster in Charlotte, and they are doing a part 2. You got to follow them and make sure you stay on.
I made a prop and I had him sign it. It was a machete with like a clown horn on the side of it, and I just made it just for the hell of it and had the actor sign it from Terrifier.
Yeah. Heather says, right, like all the new horror movies nowadays ain't so great. Well, I think the problem is that they're not really releasing any new horror movies. Because all the production has been halted, and you said now you're getting back to work. So are you seeing a lot of productions getting back up and running out there in LA?
Kinda. I mean, last week I had to go in twice for COVID testing, and they do it like for you go in there, you get tested, and they have the results immediately, and it's charged. I mean, and they charge. We do it at Disney, and they charge like $150 each time you go in there. So and our whole we're cleaning out the prop truck right now. We're bringing in anything with dust. We're cleaning all that stuff up. There's all these new requirements, on how we need to be clean all the time. We obviously have to wear masks all the time, social distancing all the time. I mean, it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm just, so stoked to be working. I'll do whatever they want me to do, but it is going to be a pain in the ass.
Yep. And Heather said, I love the movie House of 1,000 Corpses and The Devil's Rejects, and the last one was 3 from Hell. Mm. I agree with the first 2, but not the last one, and Mark's worked on some of those.
Yeah, I did Devil's Rejects.
Reuben says The Monster Project. The Monster Project was a pretty good found footage movie. They did a lot with the little bit of resources it seems they had. Silas says, Greeting from the Woods of Terror. That's a haunted attraction in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Is it open? They're going to have that open this year?
Yeah, I heard they're opening on the 25th.
We got a drive-through thing that they're doing at San Dimas. The people that do the haunted hayride out here, and they usually do a really good job. They're going to do you actually drive through like a haunted maze. So we'll see how that works.
Maddie said, I'm currently watching Penny Dreadful. I couldn't get into that. I watched like 2 episodes and was kind of like,
Yeah, I liked it. I was surprised it's not coming back. It was amazing because of the riot. They went into like the Zoot Suit riots, and I liked it. What about Nurse Ratched? Did you see this?
I haven't checked that out. Tonight I watched some of 50 Cent's Power. He did Power Book 2 Ghost with Mary J. Blige. I'm addicted to the Power TV show. So I've been catching up on that. And it's got Method Man playing a serious attorney. So I find that kind of humorous. But it's a heck of a show. Ratchet's on my list for this week.
Do you like American Horror Story?
I've watched all those for the most part.
Yeah, Nurse Ratched could be it's American Horror Story. It's the same producer, same actors, kind of thing like that. But if you like American Horror Story, you're gonna like Nurse Ratched.
Lewis says, "Hey, you guys, hey,
Lewis."
Heather says, "Right, the last one wasn't the best for sure. House of 1,000 Corpses, Cursed Films on Shudder's great." I'm scared to watch the cursed film thing because everything's fine and dandy until you work on the cursed film.
I don't know. They really, it's like, do you know that everybody in the Wizard of Oz has died? They're cursed. No, it's 100 years old, folks. People died of old age. They really emphasize like poltergeist. They used real corpses, and that's the reason why the film was cursed. I don't buy into any of that stuff, but who knows? Our guy, was it Sean Clark, was on that one talking about his Halloween collection and stuff, which was kind of cool to see people
Yeah. They said, have you ever watched The Possession of Michael King? That was a good found footage movie. That was a different one. Have you seen that, Mark?
I don't know if I have. I don't think so.
it's where the guy's wife dies, and what he wants to do is to try to prove there's another side. So he goes around to all these different religions trying to get possessed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll have to check that out.
Yep. I want to see some more Hatchet films. That's what Jimmy said.
The producer that I'm, the showrunner that I'm working with, was the producer of Hatchet, and she's a huge Kane Hodder fan. So we're trying to get Kane onto this show that I'm working on right now, this old man show.
And said 13 Ghosts. I like 13 Ghosts.
I like the original and the remake. I thought it was done really well. The remake was really good.
Justice says, "What's up, guys, from Huntsville, Alabama?
Alabama.
Favorite Halloween tradition?" Ooh. I watch a bunch of horror movies all the time, so it's not like, I know some people that they're like, 31 days of Halloween list. Let me see what horror movies, because they don't watch them. When you watch them every week,
it's always Halloween.
It's always Halloween. So it's funny to see the rest of the nation try to celebrate Halloween.
I like it. I like it. I love it. I love the fact that I can go to CVS pharmacy and buy a severed head and nobody questions it. My thing is Knox Scary Farm, which we're not going to have. We're not going to have a Knox Scary Farm. That's my big tradition. Also, I guess in Florida, they're not going to have Halloween Horror Nights, but they are going to have 2 mazes that if you go there to their regular regular Universal Studios tour place, they do have 2 haunted houses that are open through the month of October.
I don't like haunted houses, to be honest with you.
I love them.
I want to punch the crap out of somebody. They jump out and grab me. I get scared.
I love them.
No, I don't need all that. Especially now.
I love it when they, and I don't get scared. That stuff, somebody in a monster mask with a can with peanuts in it, it's not going to scare me. But I do like the atmosphere. I like to see how creative their characters are. I like the whole image, walking around because Knox Berry Farm is a ghost town that's been modified for a haunt, and it's wonderful. And so is Universal is really good too. I'm going to miss it this year. I think this year I'm going to grab the girls. Angela and I are going to go sit around a fire pit and tell ghost stories.
Well, I think the best thing to do with people to celebrate Halloween is come out and visit us in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's right.
In October, Mad Monster, Kane Hodder is doing his first ever Jason X photo op.
That's right.
That's going to be amazing. I never get excited too much about some photo ops, but sometimes somebody do. And knowing Kane's doing that, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And the photo ops are fantastic. I'm not so sure about that sleepaway camp thing with Felisa Rose with the penis photo op. It's going to be a little weird. Oh wait, that's not gonna happen.
Sleepaway camp is always a little weird.
I can see you doing that though, getting like a bodysuit and have like some schlong hanging there for a photo op.
That was the Crying Games before the Crying Games. That inspired the Crying Games. And what about Creep Show 1? I like Creep Show.
I do too. I think I'm looking forward to the second season.
I said, what do you think about Manhunt game? I don't play games.
I don't either. I had to do a costume for my daughter, and I had no idea what it was. Like this weird, it was a like bloody high school outfit, but this weird mask that covers her whole face. I have no idea what it was called, but I built her a costume for Halloween.
Walt says, first year I haven't been to Horror Nights, and I missed out on Monster Palooza because of the shutdown. We missed out on a lot of stuff because of the shutdown. And I just think, it's a great opportunity for you guys to jump on these live feeds and share them and talk horror with us to celebrate Halloween as much as you can virtually. I know in my opinion, I think October is going to be probably one of the best months so far of 2020, just because of the spirit of Halloween.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of house parties. I think you're going to see. I mean, the decorations. Have you gone to Home Depot or Spirit and see the decorations they have this year for your house? You can make your house look like a really high tech haunted house now. I can think you're going to see a lot of that stuff.
My house always looked like a high tech haunted house. I mean, it's a haunted house.
Yeah. You should repost that.
Post it, repost it, post it again, share it up, like it up. So Heather says, sit outside and tell scary stories and much out some other things that makes you have the munchies. And Jason says, how are you doing, Mark Richardson?
Hey, Jason. Another Richardson. Good to see you, man.
And Matt says, Mad Monster has the absolute best photo ops.
They do. They really do. The stuff that I've done with Mad Monster is amazing. And, what gets me is these photo ops, if you have an icon, say it's Tom Savini, they have the backdrop, they dress in character. It's fantastic. The What We Do in Shadows photo op was one of the most amazing photo ops I've ever experienced.
I mean, I don't go nowhere else but Mad Monster, so I don't know what other people got. I don't pay attention to them.
The other ones are like swap meets.
Walt said, you think the Maniac Cop show will get shelved? Have you heard anything about that?
No, they're making another Maniac Cop? No, I didn't know that.
I've heard. I hadn't got too much details on that. It's like the information chain from the people that I know in the industry. It's just hit or miss these days with the pandemic. Is either people are hunkered down, or they just not focused. Even the horror, community talking about stuff is just some inaccurate information out there on a lot of different things. I've seen some websites that are just resorting to doing clickbait, saying some of the most outrageous and inappropriate things, trying to get our clicks. And if you see some of them, ignore them. People Under the Stairs thoughts. I like People Under the Stairs. That was a great movie.
I thought it was a good movie. I didn't understand why all their hair, when you watch it, all their hair is perfect. They have rock star hair, and then always, they've been under these stairs for, months and months and months, and their hair is perfect. Unless they had a shower there and they had like really good shampoo. That's the only thing that bothered me about that. I think American Horror Story took a lot from People Under the Stairs, the first season.
And Liz says, one of my faves, always wanted a friend like Roach. And James says, my couch is haunted by a farting ghost. Any tips on how to get rid of it?
Put some air fresheners in it.
I hope Mad Monster will happen in February. Got to follow the page. Stay tuned. Exorcism remake thoughts?
I don't know. I when I was working on Halloween, my phone used to be the Exorcist themes, and I remember I'd shut it off when we start filming, but we hadn't started filming yet, and I remember it going off and Rob Zombie going, Mark, wrong film. I thought that was every time I hear about the Exorcist remake. And on April Fool's Day, Eben from Mad Monster calls me up while I was working on Halloween and starts telling me, that it was a Halloween prank. April Fool's prank that they were remaking The Exorcist. And I was talking, wait, they're going to remake The Exorcist? And Rob Zombie goes, man, I'm so tired of all these goddamn remakes. That was my Exorcist stories. I like the poster for The Exorcist. I think it looks great. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how they're going to match that show. They did things that you can't do.
Yeah, I honestly don't think. I'll probably watch it whenever I get a chance, but it's not something that, you step into some big shoes when you're trying to fill the void with The Exorcist. Now, they did good with the TV show.
Yeah, I almost got to work on that.
That was a decent TV show, but it's really, you know, it's really not a movie that you could just remake and that is going to be accepted. I mean, that is the gold standard for possession films.
If they go The Exorcist, the scariest movie ever made, the remake, rated PG-13. If it's rated PG-13, I refuse to ever watch it. Ever watch it. You know, so
Or
it's
if
not.
they over CGI it, I mean, like they did, what was that movie, Cats, where everybody was CGI'd into a cat? I mean, that did horrible. Um, have you ever had a paranormal experience? Yep, and if you want to hear about it, you got to come out to the Mad Monster Arizona show. Scott says, "Hi guys, hi
Hey,
Scott.
Scott, always glad to see you, man.
Love the scary crap. Glad you love it." Jason says, "We'll be in your area next month, brother."
Oh, cool.
Who's got her Harry's thoughts on the new Creep Show? The new Creep Show didn't really grab a hold of me. I just couldn't get into it, to be honest with you.
I liked it. I like it. It was entertaining. It had that low budget feel, but I like it.
Yeah, I feel like they got, when these guys get a good intellectual property for them to make like a Creep Show, it's like they don't really do it justice. It's just some things. I get why they keep remaking and rebooting stuff because they know certain people will watch it regardless.
Yeah,
but it's like I'm craving something new so bad. And I don't. I saw that Bloomhouse is doing Welcome to Bloomhouse or Blumhouse or however the heck you want to say them on Amazon, but that didn't look impressive. It really didn't. Michael says people need this pandemic Halloween to let off some creative, emotional steam. I'm busted to enjoy this season in some way. That's what we got to do is enjoy it.
Yep.
Enjoy it. So what about American Guinea Pig? I hadn't seen American Guinea Pig.
No, god damn it.
Norman says, "Hey Sarge, hey Mark, what's going on, Norman?"
Yes, my man.
Favorite B horror film? What's your favorite B horror film, Mark?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yep.
There's so many of them. It seems like that's all they make right now.
Yeah.
Is C and B horror movies.
Yeah, and it looks like they're all from the same book. They have like this new strategy on how to make a movie, and they all basically are the same exact thing. Did you like Cabin in the Woods? It's an old film, but did you ever like that one?
Yeah, where they go out to the cabin and it's like they're being controlled in the environment and whatnot.
Yeah, I thought that was extremely creative. I love that movie.
Yeah, I thought that's a pretty underrated. It was a good Hollywood horror.
Yeah,
and it had a good twist. It's one of my guilty pleasures. That one and Drag Me to Hell. I thought Drag Me to Hell was kind of.
I wish that was nastier. I wish Dragged Me to Hell was an R-rated, or I wish it was nastier. But I liked it.
And Jamie says, hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Norman says he had a haunted experience about a month ago with some crazy people in the mountains.
Uh-oh.
Jamie says, hi, I said that before. Max says Killer Clowns are awesome. And aren't they remaking that?
They say that every year. I don't think they ever will. I know the world hates remakes, but I would love to see, and I was trying to think of who I'd like. I'd love to see like I don't know, Chris Rock or something like redo Ghost of Mr. Chicken. I think that'd be a fun comedy horror film. It'd be a good comedy film.
Now I
Yeah.
am interested to see Chris Rock take on the Saw franchise with that Spiral.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I've
Well,
never seen anything that Chris Rock has ever done that I didn't care for. I love his performances.
I'm just wondering if like Samuel L. Jackson is going to be like, "Say what again, Mother Humper?" You know,
Kevin Hart would be another good guy to do Ghost of Mr. Chicken. I'd like to see that.
he, Steve says your thoughts on yet another Scream movie. I don't think it's. I don't. I mean, how do you do a Scream movie without John Carpenter?
Yeah. I
Not John Carpenter. Wes Craven.
yeah. I was looking through my crap and look at that. That's from what, Scream 2. This is what the film crew had when they were wearing, because they were doing a stab. But I found some ID badges because my friend was working on it. He goes, "Hey, I got a bunch of Scream 3 or 2 passes. You want to get pad?" And gave me a box of them.
Jimmy says he agrees. He still hadn't watched the new It movies. Kind of on watching them. What are your thoughts on them? I like the first one. The second one just seemed overrated.
I liked them. It was funny because, the first TV movie, when it came out, the first one was really good, and the second one was a little bit overrated. That's funny, but I like it. I think they do a great job with it. I enjoy it. I love Stephen King, so
Yeah. Liz says Seth Rogen did Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
yeah, he could pull it off. I think he could.
Yeah.
Another horror film. I know we shouldn't talk about remakes with everybody hates for, but I'd love to see a really violent shockwaves. Just the fact that these, amphibious Nazis have been under the water, and we do it current day, so they're all crusty and crabby, and I'd love to do a shockwaves. I think that'd be a fun film to redo.
Now, guys watching this right now, comment and let me know what movie, since everybody wants to talk about remakes, what movie should be remade? What horror movie would you want to see remake? I would love personally to be executive producer and remake Motel Hell.
Yeah, meat's meat. Man's got to eat.
Norma says, glad you guys keeping it going. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Daniel. What are your thoughts on Zozo?
Yeah. I find that demon movies are, I don't know. But still I enjoy it. Late at night, watching it, drinking, I'm fine with it.
Norman says remake Shining. I don't think he could really do that one justice. Jack Nicholson. Whew.
Yeah, I mean when Stephen King, because Stephen King bitched about the movie version, and then he directed the remake for a TV movie, and woo, that was bad. So I don't know. I think we should leave The Shining alone, but then again, I think they should leave The Exorcist alone.
Steve says remake Zombie Lake.
Yeah, but that's
Max, I'm there with Max. I don't like remakes.
I don't either, really. Every once in a while, there's a gold one.
Jimmy says Hatchet. Are you saying remake Hatchet? Andrew says, hey, y'all. Hey, Andrew. Hey, I didn't like that much either. Ezra said, I just watched Night of the Lepus. I thought it would really benefit from the progression of CG.
You watch that on Svengoolie? That's my Saturday go-to show. That movie cracks me up because you know what Night of Lupus is, Sergeant?
No.
You know what it's about giant rabbits. They're doing. There's this. All these rabbits are, and it's got like a really good cast. The actors are really good, but these giant rabbits, and when they do close-ups, they put ketchup on the rabbit's face, like they're carnivorous. it's one of the greatest bad movies ever to watch, and it's a fun
See,
film to watch.
I just don't like bad movies. I
Oh,
really,
really? I love them. You've never seen my trauma films, have you? You've
I
never
just
seen,
don't like trauma. They're
yeah,
so bad.
yeah, I did too. I did a bunch of, I mean, I wrote, co-starred, I did all that stuff. I acted in it, I wrote it and stuff, and they are just atrocious. But I had a blast. It's like, they give you a camera crew, they give you a bunch of extras, and they go, just go shoot something, just go make it happen. So it's not going to be the most thought out stuff, but we'd go out and just shoot stuff. And I had a blast doing it. It's horrible, but I had a blast doing it. I had a blast doing Killer Waves too, by the way. I know, they were a low budget, but I had fun doing it.
Jimmy says, nope, can't remake The Shining.
No, sir. I agree.
Max says, Motel Hell would be great if only it would stick to the original one. I got a brutal idea for a remake of that one.
What is?
Daniel says, I think they should remake The Birds, but have Rob Zombie produce and direct Eddie Hitchcock and Rob Zombie style.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
That would actually be pretty good.
I would love it just to hear people bitching about it.
Huh?
I'd love Rob to do that just to hear people bitching about it.
Are they going to bitch, myself included? Everybody's going to bitch about stuff that Rob does. 'Cause lately, he's been messing up, man. He's got to get back on track.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell's going on with that cat.
He's got to hit a home run. No more remakes and reboots. Eric, I agree with you.
I agree, brother.
But it seems like that's all the studios are willing to put out is nobody's really investing in the indie filmmaker. And you think about this. You make an indie film, how many people are actually buy physical DVD copies now? So then you're looking at, okay, I'm going to put it out there for a stream. So say Netflix picks your film up. Netflix, what does it cost for Netflix a month? Like $12?
Yeah.
So if you watch 100 movies or 50 movies or 25 movies in a month, those filmmakers ain't going to get a percentage of that. Streaming's hurting us, the film industry, just like it did the music industry. Because right now, a lot of artists just give away the music because nobody buys CDs anymore.
That's true.
So they give away the music and tour. So what is going to happen to cinema when people stop consuming? You don't have theaters right now.
Yeah, but they're going to come back. Everything's going to come back, and it's going to come back with vengeance. We're not buying CDs, but you know what we are buying? We're buying vinyl again, and they're putting out records like the old days. I think that's badass. Vinyl this year outsold CDs. So records are coming back. I'd love to see records come back. I loved getting records. I loved opening them up, and they came with posters and all that. Alice Cooper was the king of the gimmicks for the record album. I'd love that all to come back.
Jennifer says Rob Zombie should do a werewolf movie. Yep, that would be cool.
He should do that Werewolves of the SS. He did that because he did the trailer for Werewolves of the SS for when Quentin Tarantino and Rod Rodriguez did their movies, and they did those trailers. I'd love to see Rob's version of Werewolves of the SS. I think it'd kick ass.
Walt says, what's a horror versus battle you would want to see? Me is Harry Warden, My Bloody Valentine versus the Prowler.
Wow, dude, this guy knows his shit. That's a good one.
Who would you like to see, Mark?
Well, and I always bring up Rob, but we were filming a scene at the asylum, and Sherry Moon, as Michael Myers' mother, is walking in, and I'm standing out there because I have to hand her a pass or something. And my buddy, I had Nick Principe. I'm going to drop names, folks. Who's Chrome Skull. Eventually became Chrome Skull. I got him to be Chrome Skull, but he's standing next to Rob, and I'm standing there, and he turns to Rob and he goes, hey, what do you think Mark's thinking about right now? And Rob goes, you want to know what I think he's thinking? He's thinking Ash versus Predator. And I was thinking, you know what? I would think Ash versus Predator would be a good fucking versus film.
Ash versus Predator. I don't know.
You don't like Ash.
Ash thing. Maybe Bubba Hope, whatever that is, Hope versus Predator. You know, I'd like to see. I mean, I know a lot of people probably, would agree with me on this. Is I would like to see not Michael Myers, Leatherface versus Jason.
I think that'd be fun. You know, I used to make toys on for eBay, and I'd get banned a lot. But one of my most successful toys was Jesus, King of the Jews, versus Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I'd love to see Jesus versus Godzilla. I like that to happen. Let's make it happen, folks. Go fund me.
Jim says, "Hello, fellas.
Hey, Jim.
Where can we buy tickets for the event next month? Just check on the event page. They'll keep you informed."
Yeah, and everybody that joins, come say hi to me, man. So come say hi to us. We'd love to see people that watch this. I'd love to talk to you guys in person.
Max says, what kind of music do you guys like? What kind of music do you like, Mark?
I'm an Alice Cooper freak. I love Black Sabbath, but I grew up LA punk rock, so I'm Dickies, Black Flag, Misfits. I'm old school punk rock. Alice Cooper and punk rock. That's my world.
I like classic rock, like the Grateful Dead, the Doors, but then I'm a huge hip hop fan, and not a mumble rap fan, but a hip hop fan. So talking about like NWA, 50 Cent, Run DMC, some fun music, man. Wu-Tang Clan, Petey Pablo, some good stuff. Daniel says, I love the smell of a new vinyl.
I do too. I can love vinyl. I'm glad it's back.
Who remembers the movie House had the guy
Hell yeah.
from Cheers in it?
Yeah, no, the House was great. House and House 2, the second story. Both of those were really good.
Yeah, that's what Matt says. House 2 was a horror comedy.
Yeah.
And Jim said just got Dark Side of the Moon vinyl.
Nice.
Says I'd like to see Rob Zombie remake Nightmare on Elm Street. What are your thoughts?
I think there'd be riots. I think people would be throwing bottles at him. I'd love to see it. I think Rob could do it. I think if you give Rob enough money and don't bug him, don't stop him from doing, cause like Halloween 2, they were after him. They told him he couldn't do a bunch of stuff, and so he just put out a piece of crap. Let him alone. Let him alone, and you're going to get House of a Thousand Corpses. You bug him, you're going to get, Halloween 2,
And John says the Trial of the Dreaded Sunset was
That's
awesome.
a good film. That's a great film.
And Gunther from Funhouse versus
Nice.
That would be a nice
Yeah,
one.
that's a good one.
And Norman says Candyman versus Freddy. That would be. I don't think I've heard somebody say that one before.
I like that.
Said I'd rather see Jason versus Michael Myers.
Yeah.
He reads a verse out of the book and Predator turns into a deadite.
I love it.
Chucky versus Leprechaun.
Hell yeah. Give some love to the little people.
Favorite Texas Chainsaw after the original? Mine is 2.
Bill Moseley, Chop Top.
Mine is 3.
Really?
I don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a comedy. I mean, Bill did an outstanding job. And
Dennis Hopper was amazing in that.
It was corny.
Yeah.
Remember Food of the Gods? Nope.
Yeah, that's like Night of Olympus. Giant animals, giant rodents. Yeah, that was bad.
Better movie, The Stuff, or Street Trash?
I'm going with Street Trash. I just watched this stuff the other night. Garrett Morris was in that, which I thought was kind of unique. The stuff, you know what? I know we're bad mouthing remakes, but this stuff could be a great remake because it was very like commercial kind of thing. They had a lot of fun with it, and yeah, I think nowadays they could have a lot of, because it's stuff that they give to the public and it turns them into like these froth-eating zombies. I liked it.
And Josh says better stage show: Rob Zombie versus Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, Rob's, Rob has some really good props and stuff. It's just that, I was raised on Alice. Every song I know by heart. My love for Alice is just so strong. I do like Rob's stage show though, but even it's weird because his techno rock kind of thing is kind of outdated. Where Alice still rocks.
Josh says Wu-Tang forever.
Wu-Tang.
So do you like hardcore rap, Sergeant Horror? I'm not a huge fan. I'm not opposed to it.
You know who I love? I love Eazy-E. I think he was a great writer, and his stuff was just offensive and wonderful.
He's riding in a 6'4".
Yeah, or we'll get into that.
Only if Robert Englund's in it. If not, I'll leave it alone. Talking about the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I just don't know why them dumbasses in Hollywood didn't let Rob Zombie direct the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If that's not a no-brainer, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Hardcore is all right. Thoughts on Godzilla versus Kong coming out in May 21? I think they will end up teaming up 100% team.
I think that. Oh, go ahead.
I could see them teaming up. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I don't know. There's just something that they're missing with these Godzilla movies. I'm not sure what it is. I still love them. I love my Godzilla films. When I got the phone call to work, when I first watched Power Rangers, when I got the phone call to work on Power Rangers, they sent me a VHS of the show, and they grow into like these Godzilla monsters. And I was like, this is the shit. This is going to be fucking great. And it was funny because I worked like the first season. Nobody thought this movie was going to take off, but I knew it was going to take off because of the Godzilla fans, and that thing exploded. But yeah, I just love the hokiness of the old Godzilla films. I'm not sure why.
Scott says Piranha versus Jaws.
Yeah.
And then Brandon says Killer Clowns versus Freddy.
That'd be great.
Are either of you going to a haunt this season? Nope.
Yeah, I'm doing what's it called, Angela? The haunted hayride thing.
Yeah, haunted hayride.
Yeah, haunted hayride in San Dimas, California's got one.
Yeah, the only appearance I'll be doing is the Mad Monster, Phoenix, Arizona.
I'll be there. I'll be there with you.
We're going to be live together and party it up. So
you know it.
Everybody that's watching this one needs to come out and hang out with us.
That'd be wonderful.
Jim says 3 is good. Talking about Texas Chainsaw. Killer Clowns from Outer Space was another awesome movie. I agree.
Hell yeah.
And the car scene at the beginning of 2 is awesome. Remember, the car phone was ahead of its time in 86. Yep.
My Sonny Bono wig.
Return of the Living Dead 1 or 2. Which one is better?
Kind of the same.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, aren't they the same movie?
I'd say 1 because Linnea Quigley is wonderful in 1. She's fantastic in that.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, co-produced by Rob Zombie and Tim Burton.
That'd be fantastic, I think.
I think they would kill each other. I heard Kevin Bacon is supposed to be the new Freddy.
I think so. And Freddie and Robert Englund blessed him, saying he would love to see him do it. I know you and I disagree with this, but I think somebody as brilliant as Kevin Bacon could do a great performance.
I mean, Kevin Bacon hadn't done a good movie in a while. And I saw Robert in February, and he looks great. So I'm like, why not have Robert?
I can't agree more. Bring him back. We love Robert England's Freddy. He is Freddy.
Eric says, "Do you like Demon Knight or Bordello of Blood?" I actually still like Demon Knight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Demon Knight. If it was, Glenn Strange's birthday is today, and I wonder if there were like horror nerds back in the day arguing, like who was the better Frankenstein, Glenn Strange or Boris Karloff. I wonder, because what's weird about that is because you just naturally say Boris Karloff, but all the models, like the Aurora models and all the toys, was Glenn Strange. I always wondered why they went with the Glenn Strange Frankenstein and not the Boris Karloff Frankenstein. What are your thoughts, kids?
Jose says,
Chud. Yeah, I haven't watched that in a long time.
Yeah. Favorite Evil Dead. That's another one. I like the first one, and I actually like the remake of that.
Yeah, I like all of them. Even the remake worked. I still like the first one because it seems almost like horror porn. It was so low budget. It was creepy as hell.
I mean, it's something when someone does a lower budget indie movie and does it right, kind of like the way the first Evil Dead was. They were very creative, but then it turned into that whole comedy thing.
Well, what was that? Because Evil Dead and Evil Dead, like the remake, was the same story, and they just did it with a little bit more money. And then Return of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead 2 was almost like the same exact story, just with a little bit more money.
Yeah.
They went to like a weird, let's just remake the movie with a little bit more money.
That is true. Yeah. Well, we're coming up on the end of our time, Mark. You got any last words for everybody?
Oh, shit. Yeah, that snuck up on us. I had fun. No, I'm just saying, let's keep Halloween alive, and I'm excited about just doing some creative things for this with October coming up. I think October is going to be very bizarre. I am a little worried about people purging for real on Halloween night. So be careful out there, folks.
I think they're saving that for November.
Yeah, okay.
November's going to be a crazy month.
It is. But cheers, everybody. And it's good to be back with you, Sergeant.
It's good to be back too. Tune in next Sunday night. Hope everybody is doing great. Be sure to follow our page. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. We appreciate everybody. Sergeant Horror, Mark Richardson from Mad Monster, and we're out.
Yeah, come see us at Mad Monster.